conspiracy afoot. How come Shedeur Sanders has not been selected by any of the NFL teams through 83 picks and perhaps will be a day 3 selection at best? Well, there's a lot to unpack here, including the president weighing in. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on the step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. So if that is something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question below. When, pray tell, will Shedeur Sanders get drafted? And if you're feeling froggy, is he going to get drafted at all? I can't wait to see what the comments are because we got all sorts of folks weighing in on this one, including the President of the United States, as well as many, many others, because he is the hottest topic in the NFL draft. Not Cam Ward, certainly not the guys that have been selected ahead of him who are informing this story. Guys like Jackson Dart, guys like Tyler Shuck. Now, after you get past the first round, it has become difficult to become a quarterback getting drafted in the second, third, or fourth round. And when you are getting drafted in the second, third, or fourth round, usually it's because someone thinks you are a backup. Guys that have been drafted in the second round, perhaps, though, have a better opportunity to end up being the starter. Guys like Jalen Hurts, guys like Drew Brees. Those are who we're talking about. Obviously, the second round came and went, and there was no Shedeur Sanders. However, there was a Tyler Shuck, which means that we had 3 quarterbacks taken off the draft board. Jackson Dart, Tyler Shuck, joining Cam Ward, who went number 1 overall. Nobody's got any qualms with Cam Ward going number 1 overall. It's not that the New York Giants passed on Shedeur Sanders. It's that they traded up to go get Jackson Dart, for whom Brian Daboll told Sal Paolantonio he believes Jackson Dart has the measurables of Josh Allen, which to me sounds like saying North Dakota State is a lot like Alabama. No, sir. No, sir. I wish you luck with your choice because it feels like Brian Daboll's already coaching for his job going into this season. But this is also the franchise that drafted Daniel Jones, number 6 overall. So we know that they've always been working it out pretty well over there. I hear you on the Ole Miss beat. Hey, last time they drafted a quarterback from Ole Miss, they did pretty good in New York. You mean the one with the last name that is Manning? If this was Arch Manning, yeah, we having a different discussion. But it's Jackson Dart, who backed up Keaton friggin' Slovis at SC and then transferred out to Ole Miss, where he had a pretty good career. He's also throwing passes to Trey friggin' Harris, who was a cheat code. But I digress. Then you get to the Saints, who need a quarterback, and they go with Tyler Shuck, which is a head scratcher because Tyler Shuck is an injury risk. Even more of an injury risk and injury prone than Shedeur Sanders. Many of you have already heard me talk about this, but I'm going to lay it out for the folks that is new for this, right? Shedeur Sanders broke a vertebrae in his back in 2023, came back in 2024, threw 4,100 yards, 37 TDs, okay? Add to this, Tyler Shuck has broken his collarbone, his left collarbone, not once, but twice, and blown out his ankle. He has played so much college football that he is a 25-year-old rookie. 25 years old, 3 serious injuries, and we got a dude that has a hard time finishing seasons at all. Meanwhile, we're talking about Shedeur Sanders, who is still supposed to go ahead of Will Howard, who is still supposed to go ahead of Dylan Gabriel, who is still supposed to go ahead of Quinn Ewers. All guys that played in the college football playoff and all guys that he has rated better than. I refuse to believe that there's that many of y'all that genuinely believe that Shedeur Sanders is not one of the 2-3 best quarterbacks in this draft. And you know what? I know you don't because you read the draft boards and you listen to me. But let's talk about the draft boards for a second here. It's that Dane Bugler at The Athletic had Shedeur Sanders ranked as the number 34 overall player on his draft board. It's that Todd McShay over at The Ringer had Shedeur Sanders ranked as the number 21 overall player on his draft board. And of course, Mel Kiper, who is carrying all the water on this thing on television for Shedeur Sanders, had him at number 5. A man that was standing on the table yelling to everybody who would listen, hey, what is Aaron Rodgers still doing here? Somebody needs to go draft Aaron Rodgers. And yes, we're doing the comp to Aaron Rodgers because it feels appropriate. It feels appropriate when we talk about these things. It's also Dak Prescott at the Dallas Cowboys going in the 4th round. It's Russell Wilson going in the 3rd. It's Brock Purdy being the last dude selected in an NFL draft and leading his team to the playoffs. Look, we could keep going on that, but the thing that I think is really getting underneath people's skin is that Shedeur Sanders is, to their liking, not humble enough. It's funny. Nobody told Joe Burrow that he needed to be more humble. Nobody told Aaron Rodgers that he needed to be more humble. Nobody told Tom Brady, a 6th-round pick, he needed to be more humble. RJ, that's a number 1 overall pick. RJ, that's a Super Bowl MVP. RJ, that's a Super Bowl 7-time winner. Not at the friggin' time. Not when they were just getting drafted, my guys. Look here. Joe Burrow played on one of the best offenses to ever step foot on a football field. Okay? Give Shedeur Sanders the offensive line that Joe Burrow had at LSU and the wide receiving core, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Terrace Marshall, Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the backfield, and you tell me that Shedeur Sanders ain't going to cook. More to the point, Nick Saban is telling anybody who would listen, hey, when you get the man in offensive line and you ask him to throw on time, there is nobody that's more accurate with the football. So what are we talking about here? Are we going to ding the dude because he took some unnecessary sacks because he's playing behind one of the worst offensive lines in history in 2023 and a not great offensive line in 2024? Okay, I guess that's what you're going to do. Oh, RJ, you got to remember that Deion Sanders be talking too much. And don't nobody want Deion Sanders in their locker room because don't nobody want Deion Sanders to be in their ear. And I get the comp to Lamar Ball because he's black. You know why I say because he's black? Because y'all ain't doing this with Arch Manning. Y'all ain't doing this with Peyton Manning. Y'all do this with Eli Manning. Archie running all 3 of those. But I don't hear you about that. So for me, saying Deion Sanders is holding back Shedeur Sanders is like y'all telling me that Archie Manning was holding back Eli and Peyton. Remember, Archie Manning was behind Eli Manning going, I'm not going to San Diego. I'm simply not doing it. You better not draft me. You better send me to New York. When they pulled rank in that way, what did y'all do? Damn, look at that man standing on his table. Look at that man standing on his principles. He ain't going to do what he ain't going to do because he ain't got to because he got the money like that. Oh, you mean like Shedeur Sanders? You mean like Deion Sanders? So we getting off these jokes, right? Y'all on Shedeur Sanders' Twitch stream and y'all dragging him. Y'all on the tweets and y'all dragging him. Y'all on the YouTubes and y'all dragging him because you don't have anything else you can add to this. Because when I give you facts, what you give me back is your opinion. I don't do opinions without facts. Give me the thesis and then support it with evidence. This is a sports talk show. This is not your daddy's Facebook page. Come correct, okay? You want to go head up? You want to have it out? Have it out, dog, because I'll be here with you. I continue to look at this, and I ask myself, who is going to be that team? Somebody's going to be that team. Certainly didn't go in the 1st round like many of us had thought, including the 3 dudes that get paid to actually put together their mock drafts, right? Didn't go in the 2nd, didn't go in the 3rd, didn't go in the 4th, because last year, believe it or not even believe it or not, I got facts, go look it up. Wasn't nobody selected at quarterback in the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round. So what you're dealing with now is we're going to have a really great quarterback crop next year if Arch Manning comes out. If Arch Manning does not come out, I'm not drafting Drew Aller in the 1st round. I'm not doing it. Cade Klubnik, maybe. We'll see. And then you keep going down the line. Carson Beck, you going to draft Carson Beck before you draft Shedeur Sanders? Is that what you're going to do? Is that what you think? Because Carson Beck's still playing in Miami because he want to be where Cam Ward was, which is going back to be the number 1 overall pick. Knowing that you come out with Caleb Williams, that's just not how it's going to go down, player. I continue to look at this, and I ask myself, what is it that is driving so many crazy about Shedeur Sanders? Because on the one hand, yeah, we got the big R word that a lot of people going to throw around. I am black. I like to be black. I like to talk black. I say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. I am a black American. I love that. See that book back there? It's called Requiem for the Massacre. It's about the Tulsa Race Massacre here in Tulsa. It's one of the reasons I'm so proud to have my home here because it got burnt to the ground in 1921. It is real to me. And I love sports. I love college football most of all because I get to understand the country. There are people in this world that I do not have anything at all in common with other than our love for college football, and we be jamming for hours about it. That's what is amazing about this sport. But then we get to these spaces where nobody can actually prove what will happen in the future, and we debate it. We argue what will happen in the future, because that's who we are. That's what we do. That's great sports talk radio. Spin it forward. Have an opinion. Have a take. Support it. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But we out here to entertain. We entertaining. Like Alonzo in Training Day, you watch this show like you read the newspaper. You know, it's holier for you to be, I watch it because it's entertaining. I know it's BS, but it's entertaining. Yeah, okay, cool. Long as we on the same page there. But I do have a really interesting question to ask you if you believe that the politics is playing into this or you don't believe it. Because when I got President Trump asking on his social platforms, and I quote, what is wrong with the NFL owners? Are they all caps stupid? Deion Sanders was a great college player and was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shedeur, his quarterback son, has phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck to Shedeur, and say hello to your wonderful father. That's your man's. That's your man's. Make me understand. Tell me why he's wrong. I'll take answers off air.